Well. What do we have here? The time has come. I have finally purchased my hypothetical nice car. Might I introduce my 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix GT Limited Edition. It's only one of 3,000 made. Considering the rarity of some cars, I really think it's that rare. I don't even know how many Grand Prix are even built in 2003. Maybe about 100,000, so it's like 3,000 divided by 100,000, which is 0.003 something, I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Math department at Cedarville would kill me, but not like they really want to. This car has 42,000 original miles. It is in immaculate shape for its age. One owner car. Apparently it was owned by an old couple not too far away from where I live. He passed away, children traded it in at a dealer, and I bought it from said dealer. I've only driven this car a couple times. From what I have driven it, it does seem to get kind of hot easy. There's creaks and groans and whatnot, but you're gonna have to keep in mind that this car was probably sitting for about a year or two after this old couple had died. Whatever, maybe once I start driving it, I'll start to break it in a bit. Enough dilly-dallying, let's start taking a look. A time capsule it indeed is. Look at that. You do not see many Grand Prix of this generation in this nice of shape. The vast majority of these were just beaten to crap or rusting out and are driven by Karens in a trailer park. I actually am saying that because I drove by a trailer park once and saw a fat Karen driving a rusted out GTP. This one has survived what Ohio Salt and Society has wanted to throw at it. I hope to continue in perfecting it, if I can. It may have a set of aftermarket headlights. I don't know. Some Grand Prix purists are probably gonna kill me because that logo may or may not be normal. They're not really that hazed up. I would like to replace these maybe with some darker headlights. Basically lights that are blacked out on the spots that are not really needed for reflection. It's got these blue tinted fog lamps that were only available in this package. Ironically, while these headlights are plastic, this is glass. I don't know why Pontiac did that. I think that's really weird. Being a grandparent-owned car, of course they're gonna save any and everything original from it, so they got the original license plate cover. Cover probably spent most of its life off when Ohio still required front license plates to be shown. That's not a law anymore, thankfully. They kept it, and I have it on my car. This limited edition model comes with these N66 Torque-Star wheels. N66 is also the code for the very rare 3-spoke wheels only seen on the 2000 Pontiac Firebirds. I don't know, I find it interesting how they share the same option code. Wheels are pristine, they look absolutely stellar. Only gripe about them is I don't like the fact they're 16-inch. It's got a big bulky tire, and I think if that was a 17-inch, that would look so much better. You could probably put a bigger brake setup on it too. Got the Grand Prix limited edition logo on the side. The recessed areas of the lettering are blue. Look at this mirror. Put my finger through there. This trim piece looks to be coming off a bit. Nothing a little adhesive can't fix. Underneath, I probably have to put this thing up on a lift. It is rather clean for its age. There is some rust, but it's nothing major or structural. I remember our 05 Impala rusted out in this jack point right here, and this is our core part of the unibody frame. Basically, more or less the Grim Reaper for that poor thing. Rest in peace. I mean, it may still be around. Just like our 05 Impala, it's got this plastic rocker molding at the bottom. I know our Impala trapped a bunch of rust underneath it. I don't know, may or may not need to take this off and put some surface shield underneath. Hope to preserve this car as long as I can. Fuel filler door is... I noticed it was very creaky, but it's not as creaky as it's been. There's something up with these taillights. I don't know what it is. Just pointing out all the imperfections of this car. While I may seem a little negative, I absolutely love this thing. It's got this special limited edition spoiler. I don't know if this was exclusive only for the limited editions. I feel like there was a spoiler like this in some special edition GTPs. You normally didn't see these on stock GTs or GTPs. There's a limited edition logo on the back. It's got these quad exhaust tips. Of course, it doesn't have real quad exhaust. It's a single. Still looks pretty cool. I think it does have some sort of exhaust system on it. I don't know what it is. I thought I might have seen something in the original window sticker, which it does still have. Unfortunately, I do think it sounds a little raspy for a V6. The interior is your typical late 90s, early 2000s Pontiac interior. I think it looks fairly decent. It's covered in cheap, creaky plastic. Mine's got a Bose sound system, so that's gonna be pretty cool. It's got a special door sill, special floor mats. See what I did with those stripes. It's got a power driver's seat. It is said that this thing is heated. I don't know where the heated seat controls are for this. I have a feeling it's probably just hooked up to the normal temperature controls. Passenger seat is manual. So yeah, as I said, pretty cool looking interior. Since it's starting to get dark outside, let's turn the lights on. Yeah, look at that. Got red lights and the buttons. That is so friggin' cool. These white gauge faces are exclusive for the limited edition model. Kind of has a little bit of a fake carbon fiber background to it. That's one thing I would like to do, is possibly wrap some of these trim pieces in some fake carbon fiber. Yeah, it's fake, but I think it'd look better than this ugly textured plastic. It's got your typical early 2000s Pontiac steering wheel. I've always loved this design. 2001 was the first year that they had started putting these on Grand Prix. Still got the original, I guess, chip door chime, not the more modern digital one like some of the newer GM products. Look what it's got. It's got a HUD like a fighter jet. That is awesome. Here's your trip computer, 12.6 MPG. That's mainly because I've just been letting it sit around idling, taking pictures. This English metric button likes to get stuck, not like I'm gonna use it. Traction control, MPG, fuel used 1.8. Range 186, oil life 68%. There's your heads-up display controls. You can turn it off and on. Radio controls and steering wheel. This is one thing I hate about this, is the wiper and the turn signal are all in one stock. I liked how my Corolla had them separately, and that's just a pain in the rear. Fog lights, got some storage, light controls, windows. One thing I do not like about this car is it's got a 90s era Pontiac head unit in it. I just would think that by the 21st century they would have given it one of those newer style heads, but maybe they don't want to waste time and money making a newer stereo with the Grand Prix connection plug thingies, because they were already starting to spend money developing the next gen Grand Prix around this time. If anyone could let me know if I could possibly attempt to put a newer style head unit in here, possibly with some adapter plugs. I don't know if the theft lock system would get screwed up or whatever. And it wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't forget something. After that rant, I forgot to mention what I mainly hate about this head unit. It doesn't have a tape player. That means I can't plug in a tape adapter for my phone like I did with my Corolla. You'll later see that I overcame this issue somewhat. With that said, back to the video. Temperature controls, ashtray with the original cigarette lighter. Thankfully, the old couple never smoked in this thing. Storage, got your shifter, it's leather wrapped. Steering wheel is too. Cup holders, armrests, storage. Already got some stuff in there. I don't like it how this creaks. It's got the original owner's manual in it, as well as this leather cover folder thing. Your trunk button is in here, weirdly. So I'll just pop that. Forgot to mention the seats are a special two-tone. Ignore that comb. It's cloth in the middle here, but on the outsides it's leather. Really cool. Compass and temperature on the rearview mirror. Map lights, and I am so glad to have another car in the family like this. It's got a sunroof. Yeah, the thing is a bit laggy, maybe because it's been sitting for a while and the motors are probably about to burn out. Forgot to say, 42,000 original miles on her, baby. It's funny because it seems 42,000 has been the sweet spot in cars we've bought recently. Coincidence? I think not.
I'm telling you, man. Every third blink is slower.
In the back, there's not really much to see. Same two-tone thing. I've already started to put all my junk back here. If my phone battery wasn't dying, I probably would have taken time to clean all this up. I had bought an original brochure for this, and here is the original window sticker. We'll take a look at that later. Another thing I absolutely hate about this car. I don't know who in the right mind did this, and I don't know why GM didn't change this. As I said for the radio, maybe they just didn't want to waste their time in the previous gen Grand Prix, because around this time they were already developing the next generation, the 7th gen, I think. So yeah, it's got a fold through for the trunk, but the seats don't fold down. Oh my gosh. This thing's got a bigger trunk than my Corolla, yet the seats don't fold down, and I can't put my bike in there when I go on bike rides with the boys. You can't win, can you? You can't win. I guess we can say the seats do fold down, because I actually have taken them out before. Unfortunately, I probably will have to do that whenever I put my bike or anything big back there. Not much to see in the trunk, just a typical trunk. Ironically, it had these spare floor mats with it. These ones just look a tad bit more dirtier than the ones that are actually in the car. Don't know why it has two, because I don't think these are that bad of shape. Nothing a little pressure washing, agitating, and extractor vacuuming can't fix. There's your service parts identification thing. It's got all the RPO codes on there. We'll take a look at that later with the brochure. Let's get to the fun part. What's under the hood? Since it's a GT, it's got your naturally aspirated 3800 Series 2 Buick V6. I'm not one to complain about it. Specifically was looking for a GT because if I bought a supercharger, that would mean I'd have to spend more in premium gas, and I don't have a lot of money.
I need that money.
I think this is kind of the Ram air system right here that Pontiac always prides themselves with. If this intake manifold ever melts because it's made of plastic, I don't know why GM did that. I think that'd be an interesting mod to swap any Series 3 aluminum manifold. I know you can do that. But yeah, just your typical 3.8. Got a nice sound to it. How about we hear it right now? Let's hear it from the inside. Shove it into neutral, hopefully turn the rev limiter off. Oh, the rev limiter still is on. It's got a nice grumbly idle to it. I've noticed it has a bit of a rasp, and personally, I'm not a fan. Let's hear it. All right, this is the original window sticker. You can probably pause it. It was bought at Walker Pontiac in Miamisburg, now Toyota dealership, not too far away from Austin Landing where they have cars and coffee. Option package 1SB. I think this is a mid-range GT from what I've read in the brochure. Aluminum torque star wheels, unique spoiler, unique front and rear seats, dual exhaust tips, white gauge cluster, floor mats with logo, trim panel, sills, sunroof, Bose sound system, heads-up display, 50 state emissions. Who cares? Originally, it was $28,615. I had put that into an inflation calculator, and that is almost $50,000 in 2023 dollars. And I paid $12 for this stupid thing. The second I bought the car, I got on eBay and got one of these. Original brochure. It's got all the codes in it and everything. I have verified that this car does indeed have heated seats. I just don't know how to access it. It's got the Bose premium sound system. Doesn't have the equalizer. Something weird on here is the quote-unquote wide track sport package. The wide track sport package includes power sunroof, leather seating surfaces, heated driver's seat, 16-inch 5-spoke torque star high polish wheels, and anti-lock brakes. While this car doesn't have the PCR RPO code for the wide track sport package, it does have all these features. I have a feeling that the limited edition package had all the features of the wide track sport package because it said on the window sticker that this was a wide track Grand Prix. They really love to rub it in that this was a wide track. Here's a white limited edition. It's got the torque star wheels in it. It says only about 3,000 made. Chances are, if you are lucky enough to score a 2003 limited edition, you'll have the only one block in the neighborhood or in the city. Sorry for the cringe. The runabout, only 3,000 vehicles. This did come with some other optional wheels. I don't know how many spokes they had, but I thought they looked really ugly. So I'm glad it does have those 5 spokes. Nevertheless, color me happy. Well, not completely happy. You know, Jesus makes you happy. Jesus gives you joy. This car has put a little happiness in my life, especially because college is really depressing and hard. Yeah, looks good. Old Rusty would be proud. Just got the plates transferred from the Corolla to this car. They look very correct because Bicentennial 2003, Pontiac Grand Prix 2003 only makes sense. I stated in the title earlier, it's been 2 months since I've owned this car. I've racked up almost 1,500 miles on it going back and forth from college. It's been an interesting ride. Let's go back to the beginning. The second I got the car home, it displayed a catalytic converter code. I cleared it thinking that it could have been a bug, and then it came back. Turns out the cat was toast. Took it back to the dealership. Thankfully, they made it right and replaced it. Don't know why it went out so early. I've stated this like a broken record in this video, but it could have been because the car was sitting for almost 3 years. I don't know. Hopefully it's not underlying a bigger issue. Other than that, it's been a problem-free ride. I also bought an FM transmitter for this car so I could play the tunes. I would have preferred to have a tape adapter with a tape player, but you have to compromise. Still think it would be interesting to swap in a newer style Pontiac stereo, maybe with some adapters. I don't know. I think the car drives really well. The creaks and rattles that I mentioned earlier in the video have sorted themselves out basically from being driven. It's not a handling monster like Pontiac bragged about in the brochure. It has a bit of body roll, but it's still engaging to drive. Highway MPG is good. Around town, not so much. That's a small price to pay for driving a cool car. She's a bit dirty right now, not as dirty as she has been. Just yesterday, I had finished undercoating the car with some blaster surface shield. Got the rocker panels, inside the wheel wells, pinch welds, inside the shock towers. Hopefully, with maintenance, that stuff will work and the car shouldn't rust, or rust as bad. I'll end with something I brainstormed when driving this car. I just thought that we W body owners need a wave. A W wave. W because we are winners. True, a 2013 Hyundai Sonata could probably beat us, but that's why we're winners. Because we do not care. I'm Zack Snyder, and I'll see y'all later.